Welcome back to the Central PA Property Talk podcast from 717 Homebuyers. Today, we're going to be very direct about something that confuses a lot of homeowners across central Pennsylvania. And that question is, how long does it actually take to sell a house fast?
And right from the start, we need to reset how people think about that question, because most homeowners think selling fast means getting an offer fast.
Exactly. But getting an offer quickly and getting paid quickly are two very different things.
You can accept a strong offer through a traditional sale with a realtor and still be weeks or even months away from having money in the bank.
So when we talk about speed today, we're not talking about how fast a buyer raises their hand. We're talking about how fast the sale is actually finished.
When the burden is off your back, the house is no longer your responsibility and you can move on to the next chapter of your life.
To make this real, let's talk about a situation we see a lot. Let's take Zach and Hannah.
They owned a home here in Central PA. It was an older house, a little dated, but it had been a great starter home for them.
Zach received a great job offer in South Carolina, and the timeline was tight. They needed certainty more than anything.
Zach had sold a house before, so he understood something important. Even if they listed the house and somehow got a strong offer on day one, that didn't mean they'd be closing anytime soon.
Especially given the condition of the home, older finishes, potential inspection issues, and buyers who would likely need financing.
With a traditional sale, the buyer would still need to secure their loan, schedule an appraisal, go through underwriting, and sometimes even sell their own home first.
And all of that has to line up perfectly with their relocation dates, job start dates, moving logistics, none of which Zach and Hannah controlled.
So for them, the risk wasn't just time, it was uncertainty.
That's why they chose a cash sale, not because it was the only option, but because it was the most predictable one.
And that brings us back to the broader comparison. Let's talk about the best case scenario with a traditional sale.
You list the home, day 1 or 2 it gets attention, showings happen quickly.
You might even get an offer right away and accept it within a few days.
At that point, most homeowners feel like they sold fast.
But that's when the real timeline begins. The inspection period starts. That's usually a week or more.
Inspections can lead to repair requests, credits, or renegotiations. Even when nothing major comes up, you're still waiting.
Then the buyer's financing process begins. The lender orders an appraisal, which can take a week or two just to schedule.
After that, the loan goes into underwriting, income verification, asset checks, insurance approval, title review, all of it.
And even when everything goes smoothly, underwriting takes time.
So here's the key point. Even when a home sells immediately with a realtor, the timeline to actually get paid is still largely out of the seller's control.
Now, to be fair, traditional sales absolutely make sense in certain situations.
If your home is in great condition, you're not under time pressure, and maximizing price is your top priority, a traditional sale can result in more money in the long run, even after fees and concessions. But when time matters, the equation changes. That's where cash sales are fundamentally different.
So let's walk through what a cash sale timeline actually looks like, day by day.
Day 1 usually starts with a simple conversation. A homeowner calls, explains the property, the situation, and their timeline.
There's no obligation, no pressure, just information.
Day 2 or 3, there's a walkthrough or sometimes a virtual review. At the same time, title work can begin.
Once the property review is complete, the offer is finalized in writing. That often happens within those first few days.
Days 4 through 7 are focused on title work progressing and the seller choosing their closing date.
And here's the biggest difference. There's no lender involved, no appraisal, no underwriting, no financing conditions that can fall apart at the last minute. Cash sales don't rush steps. They remove dependencies.
That's why for homeowners like Zach and Hannah, a cash sale meant knowing exactly when the sale would close and when they could move forward.
Now, cash sales aren't immune to delays.
Title issues can add time. Old liens, unpaid taxes, or judgments need to be resolved.
Probate paperwork can slow things down if an estate isn't settled.
And sometimes sellers just need time to decide or coordinate their next move.
But the important comparison is this: those same issues almost always slow traditional sales down much more.
A title issue that adds a few days to a cash sale can add weeks when a lender is involved.
Probate delays that a cash buyer can work through often cause finance buyers to walk away entirely.
So when you step back and look at the big picture, speed isn't about rushing people. It's about removing obstacles. That's why for situations like relocation, inherited homes, repairs, divorce, foreclosure pressure, or just mental exhaustion, a cash sale is often the best option.
Not always the highest price, but often the fastest path to certainty.
So if you're asking how long it actually takes to sell a house fast in Central PA, here's the honest answer.
It depends on whether fast means accepting an offer quickly or having money in the bank quickly.
Those are two very different timelines. Understanding that difference is what helps homeowners make confident decisions. That's the goal. Clear information, no pressure.
Thanks for listening to the Central PA Property Talk podcast. We'll catch you on the next episode. For more information, call 717-HOMEBUYERS at 717-321-SOLD or visit 717homebuyers.com.